Okay, here is Euro dollar, and let's analyze the weekly price action by looking at our weekly candle, which is right here. So as we can see, this week price tried to push higher right through this weekly resistance right here, but failed. As you can see, the price approached resistance cluster, which consists of two factors, meaning the weekly effective resistance and the round number level 1.13. Obviously, price failed to break right through it and dropped to the downside, forming this long wick which is sticking out along the top. And as you can see, price dropped to its intraday support in face of the round number level 1.13, forming this long wick along the bottom as well. So generally speaking, we have an indecision price action and indecision bias as a result on the weekly time frame, because price just consolidated within the wick, forming this indecision candle. So with that being said, let's move on to the daily time frame to see more detailed picture and go deeper into our analysis. If you want to enhance your trading experience, you need a high-quality algorithm that combines complex trading processes to tell you when to buy and when to sell. So if you want to access our own private indicator quant algo to get results fast, all links will be in the description and in the comment section below as well. Without this algo, will put you at a disadvantage. So here is Euro dollar daily time frame, and as you can see, the price is currently forming the second swing right here, which tells us about a lower high, indicating the continuation of a bearish wave. However, like we said, to confirm that this lower high is true, we want to see for price to break this previous support structure right here to make a new low and confirm downtrend conditions. And what is more, guys, look at this long wick candle along the top. We experienced the same price action on $CAD over the past couple of weeks. And as you can remember, we was slightly concerned when we discussed our bullish bias, because a long wick candle that rejects the 50 EMA but occurs before the effective level means nothing, since it needs to break right through it to confirm the bias. And as you can see, this case was not exception. So with that being said, let's move on to the 4-hour time frame to discuss our potential entries for next week. So here is Euro dollar 4-hour time frame, and let's discuss the bearish scenario first. So as we can see, price demonstrated for us multiple rejections of the weekly resistance and of the 50 EMA right here, also with a picture perfect price action in face of the multiple long wick candles right here. So now, like a week ago, we want to see the structure breakout to activate our bearish bias. Since a round number level locates right here as well, 1.13, we may experience a lot of fake outs as well. And with that being said, to avoid it, we want to see some kind of a pullback after the initial breakout right to this broken structure somewhere right here. Once this pullback happens, as always, we draw a trend line by connecting the swings along the bottom, somewhere right here, and enter straight short on a breakout of the given trend line, placing our stop loss right above the structure and targeting this daily level right here. Now let's also discuss the bullish scenario. So first of all, let's draw this trend line somewhere right here. And as you can see, we have some kind of an area of high confluence where our weekly resistance, trend line, and the 50 EMA all lining up in one place. So once again, to activate our bullish bias, we want to see a clear breakout right through this high confluence area, somewhere right here. With that being said, as always, then it would be better to catch some kind of pullback or to the round number level 1.13 or to this broken weekly level right here. Once this pullback happens, you may look for long trades by utilizing our intraday strategies or quant algo. So here's our views, press the like button if you like it, and with that being said, let's move on to the pound dollar. So here's pound dollar weekly time frame, and as you can see, the price continues to consolidate in a very tight range between two effective levels, meaning the daily effective resistance right here and weekly effective support along the bottom right here. So this week we generally got another indecision candle right here, because as you can see, price tested both sides along the top and along the bottom, but failed to break right through it, hence forming this candle. But also on the other hand, we have some important implication on this time frame as well, because as you can see, the price closed well above the 50 EMA, so at this point it could signal us an early signs of a possible bullish trend. But anyway, we have an indecision bias as for now, because price still struggling to break right through the round number level 1.36 and this daily effective resistance. So moving on to the daily time frame. So here's pound dollar daily time frame. We have a great price action along the bottom. As you can see, the price rejected the 50 EMA on the daily time frame and also weekly support area and proceeded up with great momentum. But once again, once it hits the daily effective resistance right here, it started to consolidate by forming this red rejection candle right here. But anyway, we have some bullish momentum at this point as well. So with that being said, let's move on to the forward time frame to finally discuss our ideas on this pair for next week. So here is pound dollar forward time frame, and let's start discussing bearish idea first. So as you can see, we have a perfect double top pattern right here. By the way guys, it seems that we will release a new educational video about chart patterns next week, which includes insanely high quality information. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications bell to do not miss the release. So back into our analysis once again, double top. At this point we can also drop a support structure right here, which was rejected and respected by both sides, thus emphasizing the importance of it. Also we may drop a trend line right here. As you can see, once again we have an area of high confluence which consists of the trend line, of structure, and of the 50 EMA on the forward time frame. And with that being said, to enter the trade short, we want to see a breakout right through all these support factors. At this point, waiting for a pullback doesn't make any sense because the price is already floating in a very tight consolidation. So at this point, our first target will be the start of the trend line, with the final target in face of this weekly level right here. And guys, when it comes to the bullish idea, it's quite simple as well. To enter the trade long, we want to see the breakout of our final resistance factor, meaning this daily level. So once again, once the price will break above the daily resistance right here, we may enter the trade long. As always, more secure traders can wait for a follow-up pullback or to this broken level, or maybe to some other support structures on the lower time frames. So with that being said, moving on to the dollar CAD. So here's dollar CAD weekly time frame, and as you can see, once again we have the same price action in face of this long wick candle right here that rejected daily support and the 50 EMA on the weekly time frame as well. At this point, it anyway implies for us an indecision bias, because at this point price is failing to break right through this weekly resistance right here. And more importantly, this week price tried to break right through it but failed, as can be evidenced by this wick, which is sticking out along the top. Of course, we have some bullish presence, which allows price to create this massive long wick candles along the bottom, but for a further confirmation, we want to see a clear break above the weekly level. So with that being said, let's go down to the forward time frame to discuss possible trade entries for next week. So here is dollar CAD forward time frame, and considering the strong support cluster along the bottom, we will look only for long trades within the next week. So once again, to enter the trade long, first of all, we want to see a breakout right through this weekly level. Also be careful, because the probability of a fake out at this point is high, because the price is presently far from the area of value and it may pull back to some support structure before finally breaking this weekly level. But anyway, as always, we can confirm that breakout by waiting for a pullback. Once again, our first step will be to wait for a breakout. Next, depending on the size of the breakout, we would like to see a pullback or to the round number level 1.28 or to the broken weekly level somewhere right here. Then, to confirm that this pullback is over, we want to see a clear break of the correctional trend line somewhere right here. We will also look for a quant algo signals to enter the trade. So with that being said, here's our views on dollar CAD, and with this in mind, moving on to gold. So here's gold weekly time frame, and look at this beautiful bullish momentum candle right here. So the price did exactly what we expect in our past video, and also free gold setup on our Telegram played out perfectly as well. And more importantly, Quant Algo issued a multiple buy signals within the week, allowing us to make great profit. All links will be in the description. And with that being said, let's begin our analysis. So guys, first of all, as you can see, the price moving right to significant resistance in face of the monthly effective resistance right here. So as you can see, when we previously touched this level right here, price dropped drastically. So with that being said, within the week, we will closely monitor the price action right at this key monthly level to determine our bias, because we expect for price to show initial rejections of that level, but anyway we can easily profit from this situation. And with that being said, let's dive deeper right into it. So here's gold daily time frame, and once again there is no reason to talk about bearish bias on the given time frame as well, because price is moving in a great uptrend, making higher highs and higher lows. Also, we have some kind of a momentum gain right here, which is great as well. So actually there is nothing fundamentally to discuss on the daily time frame, which is why let's move to the forward time frame to discuss our possible trade entries for next week. So here is gold forward time frame, and as you can see, we have some early concerns in terms of our bullish bias. At this point, price first of all demonstrating for us a very choppy price action, and more importantly, it seems that price is forming for us a lower high which tell us about a bullish momentum loss. But anyway, our bullish bias is backed by higher time frames confluence, that's why we may look for long trades anyway within the next week. So then, as you can see, the price is far from the area of value, which is why we expect some kind of pullback before the next prices wave. So first of all, the price may pull back right to this structure, somewhere right here, and if this happens, our entry will be quite simple. We as always should wait for some momentum loss setup at this structure and then enter the trade long once we get enough confirmations or catch some correctional trendline break on the lower time frames. So our first target will be the previous swing high, with a follow-up target in face of this monthly level right here. Also guys, the price may pull back to lower support in face of this structure somewhere right here, but this entry will be better to catch on the lower time frames, even on the 15-minute time frame. So in this case, if the price will pull back to this higher structure, our trade entry will be the same, meaning that we should wait for a pullback, then drop a trend line and enter the trade on the breakout of the given trend line, emphasizing the end of the pullback. But in this case, our target will be this monthly level right here. So guys, here's our views on gold. Press the like button if you like it. And with that being said, let's move on to the US oil. So here's US oil weekly time frame. This week price slightly proceeded up, but then dropped to test some support structure, forming this long weak candle on the weekly time frame. So at this point, once again, there is no reason to talk about bearish bias because the price in a heavy uptrend, and this could be only considered as some consolidation, some position accumulation before the price's next wave to the upside, because discussing the bearish bias and bearish trades will make sense only after the price will show us the breakout of this weekly support right here. So with that being said, moving on to the 4-hour time frame. As you can see, price beautifully pulled back right to this support structure right here, and we also may draw a trend line by connecting these swings, so I've got it. So at this point, to enter the trade long, we want to see a breakout right through the correctional trend line, somewhere right here, and our initial target will be this previous swing high right here, and the final target, like we said in our previous video, will be 100 price level. So guys, thanks for watching. Press the like button if you like the analysis, comment below what you think about this analysis, what pairs you track for the coming week. So again, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and see you the next week.